So my name is Wangiwe Joanna Kambuzi. I'm the Managing Director and founder at Emerge Livelihoods. We are a nonprofit organization that actually enables a thriving ecosystem that amplifies the self-reliance of individuals and communities across Malawi and beyond. Our work mainly is within Southern Africa, and we foster socio-economic growth for communities, especially local MSMEs, youth, women, children, as well as people with disability, by leveraging technology, promoting inclusivity, as well as collaboration, so they can actually thrive in everything that they do. So over the course of time, we've actually supported an overall about 1,150 MSMEs, with the majority of them working in climate sectors, including agriculture, food security, obviously also based in Malawi, knowing Malawi is more agro-focused. But we also have a number of them working in renewable energy, as well as water and sanitation and climate adaptation sectors. So the investment that we're making is basically able to amplify their growth and success. And recently, we also launched Emerge Fund, which is a climate fund that is there to provide credit financing for these MSMEs, so they actually have access to finance, so they can be able to grow and enable their businesses to also thrive. So what I'm actually expecting and hoping to see from COP is basically seeing what different stakeholders are bringing on the table around how to advance climate initiatives. Obviously, knowing there's been a shift in the funding landscape and also the global recession, there's a lot of changes that have happened. There's a lot of decision making that we need to see that is there to ensure that there's better initiatives, there's better investments that are being channeled towards the fight against climate change. And also at the same time, what sort of policies are they championing to ensure that globally we're able to align and be able to center focus on different initiatives that we run towards the global standards that we need to see on different climate solutions that are being developed by different communities. So from Emerge Livelihoods, the key message I would like to actually share is there's a lot of solutions that communities have that would actually be able to champion different challenges that we're facing, especially in Southern Africa, where we have recently seen a lot of drought, seen a lot of flooding, but at the same time, there's a gap that's missing on information. And what we want to see is how can we ensure that these communities access proper information around climate initiatives, and also the investments that would provide them the initial opportunities that can allow them to grow from idea stage to early stage and even become high growth potential where they actually realize impact that's scalable. But knowing that there's someone out there that is actually listening and is also able to actually invest in those solutions without really struggling with the fact that who else is there to support me. So solutions are there, community is at the center, but are we listening enough? And that's what we want to see from COP. Yes, so definitely that's what we provide them, from tools and resources, including raw materials. For instance, in terms of technology, we're able to provide raw materials like irrigation equipment to farmers, knowing that with the drought, there's been a lot of dry spells. And that means that we need to move from the traditional way of doing things and then adopting more modern approaches that allows them to still grow there are different crops without them struggling with the fact that what's going to happen if the crops dry out. So that's one of them. But then we also provide the financing aspect that I spoke about with Emerge Fund. So the solution is there to ensure that if they require farm inputs or any other elements that will be able to get their businesses to continue progressing, even with the climate challenges, they can always access the financing through our facility. And then the rest is more capacity building. So there's trainings, mentorship and coaching, and also linkages with different networks and investors so they can have a wider opportunity range. So one of the most important ideas I recently learned has been more of soil fertility sensors that would be able to actually improve how the soil is being managed, and ensure that as farmers that are producing different crops, we're actually tracking what sort of crops we could be able to maybe produce at a certain period and what's not going to work because maybe there's dry spells. And in most cases, for a place like Southern Africa, like I said, where we're experiencing droughts, it means that most of our soil is not managed really well. And that's information that not just in Malawi, but even the other countries, we need to have this knowledge being shared across these countries and see more production of food that's going to ensure that there's food security out there. Because the fact that we have climate change should not really bring us the next problem, which is then food insecurity, because then that also brings another challenge, which is the rest, like the malnutrition, etc. And that's not what we want to see. So the more we advance solutions like such, the more we're able to manage how we're curbing gaps around food security.